Rolls-Royce makes the most luxurious cars in the world. And the richest people in the world dream of owning a Rolls-Royce. But here's the part that feels almost unbelievable. This symbol of ultimate luxury was started by a boy whose entire childhood was spent doing child labor in poverty. The story begins in 1863. Henry Royce is born in a small village in England. When Royce was only 4 years old, his father's business collapsed, and his entire family was pushed into financial ruin. They were forced to leave their home and struggle for survival. And this was only the beginning of his hardships. At the age of 9, Royce lost his father forever. His mother had to work as a maid to feed the family, and young Henry began delivering newspapers to contribute whatever little he could. Up to this point, Royce's future seemed filled with darkness. It would have been easy to give up. But at the age of 14, a turning point quietly arrived. One of his aunts saw potential in him and arranged for him to join the Great Northern Railway as an apprentice. Over the next 3 years, Royce worked day and night. He studied mathematics, learned carpentry, and most importantly, developed strong skills in electrical engineering. By 17, he had become a highly capable mechanic, not by luck, but by relentless effort. At 21, he was working as an engineer at the Maxim Weston Electric Company. However, financial troubles forced the company toward closure. Royce had opportunities to join other firms, to choose safety over risk. But instead, he made a bold decision. With only £20 in savings, just £20, he opened his own small electrical engineering business in Manchester called F.H. Royce & Company. He partnered with his friend Ernest Claremont. In the beginning, Royce did whatever work he could find, repairing sewing machines, fixing electrical fittings, handling small mechanical jobs. There was nothing glamorous about it. But he noticed something important. The demand for electrical fittings and lighting equipment was rapidly increasing. So he began manufacturing arc lamps, bulb holders, and electric doorbells. This strategic move quietly changed the company's destiny. By 1900, annual sales had crossed £20,000. At 38, Royce had built stability, started a family, and was planning to expand into a larger factory. For the first time in his life, the future looked secure. Then came an unexpected twist. In 1901, German and American companies entered the British electronics market. Competition intensified. Prices dropped sharply. Royce's business began to suffer heavy losses. Years of hard work seemed to slip away. As his company declined, his physical and mental health also deteriorated. When he consulted a doctor, he was given simple advice. He needed fresh air and rest. He was advised to buy a car so he could travel and recover without physical strain. During his vacation, Royce purchased a French car called Decauville. But the car disappointed him deeply. It was noisy. The brakes were weak. Overheating was a constant issue. For a perfectionist like Henry Royce, this was unacceptable. He could not ignore flaws. Instead of tolerating them, he began modifying the vehicle. Slowly, carefully, obsessively. Eventually, he redesigned it entirely. The improved version was far superior to the original. That moment changed everything. If he could improve someone else's car so drastically, why not build his own? He assembled a small team and began designing a new automobile. Castings were produced in workshops. Long hours turned into longer nights. Slowly, his 10-horsepower, 2-cylinder car took shape. It was remarkably quiet, light, durable, and reliable, qualities rare at the time. On April 1, 1904, the car was tested on the road and successfully covered 50 kilometers without issue. It was proof. Royce built 2 more models, refined them further, and created what could genuinely be called world-class cars. However, there was one major challenge. He lacked the ability to market and distribute them widely. And this is where destiny intervened. Enter Charles Rolls. Rolls was a passionate motorist and a successful car dealer specializing in high-quality imported vehicles. He had been searching for a reliable British luxury car manufacturer. When he saw Royce's cars at an exhibition, he was deeply impressed. After inspecting them closely, he reportedly told his partner that he had found the greatest engineer in the world. The two men agreed to form a partnership. The cars would be sold under a new name, Rolls-Royce Limited. In March 1906, the company was officially established. They introduced 10, 15, 20, and 30 horsepower models. To build brand recognition, they participated in prestigious racing events such as the Isle of Man Tourist Trophy. Their vehicles won races and broke speed records, quickly establishing the brand's reputation for excellence. But their most iconic car was yet to come. At the end of 1906, they launched a six-cylinder model producing 40/50 horsepower. It was painted silver and operated with extraordinary smoothness and silence. It moved almost like a ghost. That is why it was named the Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. To prove its reliability, Rolls-Royce conducted a grueling 24,000-kilometer endurance test. The Silver Ghost was driven continuously over 2.5 months and completed the journey without any significant mechanical failure. In demonstrations, they performed the famous whisper test, balancing a coin on the bonnet while the car ran smoothly without dislodging it. These marketing strategies did more than impress people, they created legend. The Silver Ghost soon became the preferred automobile of kings, queens, and industrial leaders. Then tragedy struck. On July 12, 1910, Charles Rolls was flying a Wright Flyer when its tail section failed mid-flight. The plane crashed from approximately 100 feet, killing him instantly at the age of 32. He became the first British citizen to die in an airplane accident. The loss was devastating. The dream had lost one of its architects. Royce continued pushing forward. But in 1911 he faced another crisis. He was diagnosed with bowel cancer and underwent major surgery. Doctors predicted he would live only 3 months. Imagine hearing that, after everything he had survived. Yet even in this condition, Royce continued improving the Silver Ghost's engineering. Miraculously, he recovered fully. After returning, he enhanced ground clearance, strengthened the chassis, and refined the suspension. His obsession with perfection never faded. Around this time, the company introduced its iconic hood ornament, the Spirit of Ecstasy. Inspired by Eleanor Thornton, the sculpture depicted a woman leaning forward with her arms swept back, symbolizing grace, speed, and freedom. It became more than decoration. It became identity. By 1913, profits exceeded £90,000, and international expansion plans were underway. The future once again looked bright. Then came World War I in 1914. Luxury car sales collapsed as the global economy shifted to wartime priorities. Many believed Rolls-Royce would not survive. But survival was something Henry Royce understood better than anyone. Instead of retreating, the company adapted. They converted the Silver Ghost into an armored vehicle with 8mm steel plating and a rotating turret fitted with a machine gun. These armored cars operated effectively in Middle Eastern desert campaigns and reconnaissance missions. Silver Ghost vehicles were also modified into ambulances, saving thousands of lives. More importantly, Rolls-Royce entered aero-engine manufacturing. In 1915, they introduced the Rolls-Royce Eagle, a powerful and reliable aircraft engine. It was followed by the Hawk, Falcon, and Condor engines. These engines gave Britain a significant advantage in aerial combat, reconnaissance, and bombing missions during the war. After the war ended in 1918, Rolls-Royce continued innovating. In 1925, they replaced the Silver Ghost with the Rolls-Royce Phantom, featuring four-wheel brakes and superior engineering. It successfully restored the brand's dominance in the luxury market. In 1931, Rolls-Royce acquired Bentley Motors, which was struggling financially. Soon after, the Bentley 3.5-liter was developed, blending Rolls-Royce refinement with Bentley performance. Sadly, Henry Royce did not live to see its production. He passed away on April 22, 1933, at the age of 70. Over the decades, Rolls-Royce experienced both extraordinary success and severe financial challenges. In the 1970s, the company's automotive and aerospace divisions were separated. Today, the car division operates under the ownership of BMW. And yet, despite all the ups and downs, Rolls-Royce remains the ultimate symbol of luxury and engineering perfection. Owning a Rolls-Royce is not just about owning a car. It is about owning a masterpiece. A machine born from resilience. From relentless standards. From a boy who rose from poverty, and redefined perfection for the entire world.